Lalit has asked this question: what is the science behind freedom from sadness? I'm going to explain the science, the quantum mechanics behind it. But before I do that, let me explain something very, very clearly. This process started much before I got to know the science behind it. This process started somewhere in 2011, and I almost knew nothing about quantum mechanics. It was purely the divine guidance that kept on coming, and that's how the process got developed. Somewhere in 2013, I was divinely guided and I got heavily curious about the phenomena of yoga cycles. And so I started very deep research into that. And during that research process, I came across deep insights of quantum mechanics, and it literally pulled me in. So I studied quantum mechanics for almost 2 years. I was just fully into that. And then I realized that the process I was doing, the synthesis process, actually, that process is very much harmonious with the insights of quantum mechanics. So, let me explain that. So, one experiment which changed the whole face of science is called the Young's experiment. Those of you who are science student, engineering student, would be knowing the Young's experiment. It says that electron is a wave, but when somebody observes the electron, it becomes particle. Now this was really, really strange. How can a mere observation of a phenomena can change something? The earlier science, which was founded by Newton, will never accept it. The science said that things happen and they happen as per rule. It does not matter somebody observes or not. Even one of the fathers of quantum mechanics, Einstein, who did so much research on photons, even he denied this experiment. He said it is not possible. And there is a famous quote by him. I don't exactly remember, but I'll just try to say what that quote is. He said that I believe that moon will still be there whether we observe it or not. So basically what he was saying that the phenomena of nature they continue and they need not have an observer. But then what? Guess what? Einstein was wrong. And almost 20, 30 years after the Young's experiment, he accepted his folly and he said that he was wrong. Because this experiment was conducted so many times at so many different places across so many laboratories that you couldn't just deny it. Thousands of results kept coming and they all show the same thing, that the mere presence of an observer changes everything. Okay, now let's come to another phenomena called Big Bang. Scientists have been believing that cosmos was created out of a phenomena of Big Bang. They say that there was a point which existed, and they call that point singularity. They say that in that point, all the mass of the whole cosmos was hidden. It was the infinitely uh, massive single point. And because of some reasons, that exploded, and that is the phenomena of Big Bang, and that's how the cosmos came into being. Now, this was a philosophy which was, or this was the explanation of cosmos which went on for almost 100 years. But then, at some point of time, this whole assumption of singularity and Big Bang collapsed. And that collapse began somewhere in 60s when the most sophisticated machinery of all the time, that is called the Hubble telescope, when that was installed in the orbits of Earth, and that proved beyond doubt that the whole cosmos is expanding. Not only it is expanding, but it is also accelerating. Now, if some phenomena happened like Big Bang, then the cosmos has to be slowing down, because at the time of Big Bang, all the energy was there. And if it is still accelerating, that means the energy is still coming. And that means that the phenomena of Big Bang is not correct. So now what is the reason? How did the cosmos got created? Now a lot of scientists, quantum scientists, are coming to the conclusion, or they are proposing, that the most fundamental cause behind the creation of cosmos is awakening of some observer. So they say that all the energy was available already in the form of subatomic particles like electron, neutron, proton, and 39 particles like that. They were always available, but they were not organized in the form of atom. And what happened at the time of Big Bang was that some observer awakened, somebody started to observe that. And in that observation, everything started to get organized as atom. Because mere observation of chaos will turn it into the order. That is the concept of quantum mechanics. So now see how similar this is with the Hindu story of creation, mythological story of creation, metaphysical story of creation. It says Brahma was sleeping and one day he got up and attempts to create the cosmos started. This is what exactly the quantum scientists say today also. So the observer woke up, all the subatomic particles which were already there, they started to organize as atoms. And from atom, the matter came. So this is how the whole world, whole cosmos came into being. So the basic concept you have to understand. The moment you start to observe the chaos, it will turn into order. And that is a fundamental we apply in freedom from sadness as well as all other synthesis. We go into the state of the energy which is inside us, the energy which is creating our emotions and thoughts. Let's be very clear about this. In synthesis processes, we are not observing thoughts and emotions. We are going deeper than that, and we are observing the energy, the psychic energy inside us, or the patterns inside us from where the thoughts and emotions come. That is why the synthesis process is far more effective than meditation. Because in meditation, you observe the thoughts and emotions. But in synthesis, you are observing the energy from where the thoughts and emotions are coming. So, if you observe, let's say, your emotion in the psychic energy form, let's say the emotion of anger, it's in chaos. And as you observe the chaos, it will transform into order. It's as simple as that. You will realize that those stuck energy patterns inside, they become diffused, and that energy becomes widespread, and that becomes one with the cosmos. So our subconscious keeps transforming into superconscious. That is the whole concept of synthesis.